We are about to show you the brand you are leaving behind that you absolutely shouldn't be.
Yeah, we have sold every single piece you've ever picked up.
So make sure you stay to the end of the video. But maybe we should start by addressing the elephant in the room.
This is a little bit awkward. We've been away for a little bit.
A little bit. Didn't we just look and see when our last video was?
It's been almost a year. It's been almost a year,
Yeah.
and our bad. I mean,
And are we back? I think that's the question that everyone has DM'd me and left comments. And are we back?
maybe.
Yeah. The short answer is maybe. So if you are new to our channel, I don't know how you found us. We've been gone. So for those of you who have stayed, thank you. If you haven't noticed, we've been posting a little bit on Instagram, like just a little bit, dabbing our toes a little bit. We just started
We
reselling ish again.
yeah, we've been more consistent with getting to the thrift stores because our life has been craziness the last few months.
Yeah, we're getting back into it. So maybe we should address why we left.
We left because I am a failure as a person and I couldn't support us on my salary.
Yeah, I mean that's harsh. That's not true. But as you guys know, in one of our videos, I think it was the beginning of 2023, we had noted that I had taken on a full-time job, so I was no longer a full-time reseller, and we intended on keeping the channel going. However, it just became kind of disheartening, and a lot of it became Poshmark. Just I don't even know Poshmark. If you want to explain yourself, I don't know what you're doing, but sales dropped off significantly for us, and I'm talking more than a 50% drop for us on Poshmark. And I've never been able to figure out eBay. Sometimes we have a great relationship. Sometimes we seem to be in the
It's
middle.
most of the time we hate eBay
Yeah.
because they kind of are just not our fans.
Yeah, they just don't seem to like us. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, anyone have tips?
We're not part of the cool club.
Yeah, no, we're not. So, I got discouraged. And to be completely candid, the channel wasn't doing what we had hoped. It had been about 4 years, I think.
Yeah, I think it turned into a more of a job than something that we enjoyed doing, so we had to take a break.
Yeah, it became us trying to do the video that got the most amount of views to try and compensate for our time versus doing the videos we really love to do. So we have decided that we're going to post videos that we want to post, and whatever that means, but we don't have the pressure of having to worry about making an extra stream of income because we both have full-time jobs, and this is what we're doing because we like it and not because we need the money.
Yep.
So we decided to come here today to tell you some things that have sold while we were gone. Now, we should give you the caveat that we were not listing all of this time. We were not sourcing. We went to a random thrift trip here and there because we're thrifters, so we can't stop.
We can't we have a problem.
Yeah.
We are addicted to going to the thrift store more than just reselling.
Yes.
So
But we were basically just collecting a death pile in that time
Yeah.
period. So there isn't a lot of sales, but I still think there's a lot to learn here. And we will hopefully be updating you as we get more back into the swing of things. But who knows how this
we are
journey is going to
doing
go?
we're doing our best,
Yeah.
all right? We are trying our
We're
best.
doing what we can do. So to start with, in no particular order, if anybody wanted to know, we're not that organized. We sold a Burberry dress shirt.
We did. It was just a normal Burberry button-down dress shirt. It was pink.
It was very pink.
It was just an atrocity, and thank God it wasn't my size.
And it sold for $50. But there's an interesting little piece of this sale that I think might be worth addressing.
So this is from when Poshmark was favoring the very simple listings. That's a long, long time ago.
You mean simple titles? Is that
Yeah,
what you mean?
you never changed it. So it was Burberry shirt,
Burberry dress shirt.
Burberry dress shirt.
I
The
put some descriptors in there.
The dress shirt made all the difference.
It did, absolutely. So yeah, that I don't know if you've seen the videos, but back when the algorithm shifted, we noticed that Burberry, that Poshmark was favoring those simple titles. And so I had gone through and done some simple titles, and I thought I fixed them all. I didn't. But this one sold. And I just want to say, I don't necessarily recommend picking up the button-down dress shirts from Burberry. However, if you can get them and they're cheap, it's Burberry. Don't leave it. But if it's priced up, the button-downs don't do as well as the polos. The polos, fire. The button-downs,
And
not so good.
They all of the polos we find are in my size, so I keep them.
Yeah, basically. So this one did sell for $50, but I genuinely think I just hit the lottery on that. And I mean, clearly the title didn't sell it. So that
It was a men's dress shirt, so it's probably
somebody was going to
Simple
work.
searching. Simple searching.
Yeah, somebody
It
typed
works.
in Burberry dress shirt, and I was like, I got it.
Next up, we have Judy Blue, which is a staple for us. We pick it up all the time when we find it.
Yeah, it's a really good selling brand. I will say for this, it sold for $35, but it was a bigger size. So we find that the bigger sizes sell really well, and any kind of distressing sells really well. So if you're going to pick up Judy Blue, I would definitely recommend looking for that.
I think that's almost a universal for jeans.
We did
Just-
a whole video on sizes, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But
Fair.
the bigger sizes do tend to sell better because nobody is a size 0. I wish one day I was. The next brand that sold was Betabrand. And the reason I wanted to bring this one up is because I really think that people think that because it doesn't sell for 40 or 50 anymore, that it's dead. But if you can get it for a good price, it's consistently selling between $20 to $30, depending on what it is. As long as you put that style number in the title, somebody's going to find it and going to pick it up. So Betabrand does really well. This one sold for $25. The sad part was I was wearing this to work all of the time. And
The sad part for me was that I spent 6 years lint rolling these stupid things. They were there's like 6 things on this list that just are the worst thing to lint roll and then ship out, for the record.
I do have 2 dogs. So it even with washing these a million times, it doesn't matter.
It wasn't the dogs. It was the sweaters and things.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It was sweaters. Next is an item from a blast from the past. This might be one of the oldest items that you've had in your
I think
it's up there.
Yeah, so this is a Worth blazer. Now, apparently, people say out in the interwebs that Worth, this brand of Worth, does really well. So it has like double W in the brand tag. Apparently, it does really well. This thing has sat for me since the beginning of reselling. Since you've been in our journey, that's years. That's years.
Since we did the individual item listing inventory system, so that we changed to bins, which seems to work. And
it's been a while. So this sold for $23 and I was just happy to get rid of it. And the reason I'm bringing this one up is because I think it's a good reminder that if you have older inventory out there, just get rid of it. Don't even worry about how much profit margin you're making, all of that kind of stuff. This thing has been sitting for years. At this point, it is costing me money to store it. So bye-bye. It's
just a waste of space in your bucket.
Yeah. And this is a lesson I'm teaching myself. But make sure if it has been sitting for years and you get an offer, bye. It needs to go. Next thing was something we actually sourced recently.
Yes. This is a Boden blazer. Also a damn nightmare for the lint rolling. This might be the official worst item that I've shipped out recently. In terms of
new tags, mind you.
New tags. It came from the store with so much hair on it. This is why no one picked it up, is because no one is that much of a sadist to have to spend 6 days lint rolling it down and cleaning it.
Well, I wouldn't have to do that. But the reason I wanted to bring Boden up, well, first of all, we love Boden over here. So you know what? If you want to have Boden hate, it's not on this channel. We love Boden. But I was personally for myself looking for Boden suits. Happened to be literally the day before we went sourcing. Happenstance is crazy. And realized that suits for Boden are pretty popular and really hard to find on Poshmark or eBay. And if you do find them, they're priced up.
They're expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, retail price is
crazy.
So expensive. It's twice what I would have normally expected to pay for a suit for myself, which is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I want one, like stretch goal. But I realized that. And then when I saw this blazer, it had sailor buttons. It was double breasted. It was everything. And I'm like, oh, I want this to be my size, but it wasn't. But I couldn't leave it behind. I just couldn't. And it sold for $55. So
buy all of the Boden suits and suit separates. Like all of them, you're going to get a very good price.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
And it's going to sell fast. Next here is Anthropologie brand that I think a lot of people skip.
Yeah, we have sung this brand's praises time and time again on our channel.
And we won't be stopping anytime soon.
No, we will not. This is Moth, and we looked at our numbers, and it is a fantastic sell-through rate. You may not get the best high ticket price for Moth all the time, but it will always sell.
Yeah, I think we counted, and granted, I've done a lot of purging on my Poshmark, but of the items that I still have currently listed or I can see sold, there's about 25 sold and 4 listed on Poshmark alone. So that's a pretty healthy sell-through rate. So this is a wool cropped blazer and it sold for $44. And I will say that's an anomaly for Moth. Moth, you're usually looking at between $20 and $30 depending on what it is. However, it is always, always, always going to sell. And some of those pieces are going to give you some better money.
Next up is another Anthro brand. Coincidentally, this is Far Away From Close, which I've never heard of, honestly.
I don't think I had either. This stood out to me because it's a duster and it was like a marigold yellow color. And dusters just do well in general.
Yes, they do.
So if you are seeing those longer sweaters, definitely take a second look at it. Look at material, look at brand, because those longer sweaters, I don't know what it is, but people are seeking those out.
Yeah, I mean, that just is regardless of brand, that's a style choice that seems to be very popular these days. And for that price, what,
$48.
$48, almost $50 for a cardigan.
Yeah, so I'm here for that. Next here is another Anthropologie thing. I'm so sorry. I didn't know we were in Anthropologie season, but here we are. This is the Penelope pants, and I think I've shown this on this channel before.
They are so ugly.
They're
so ugly.
There's so many colors,
ugly.
and there was like a velvet trim. They were a lot, and it was missing the drawstring. But I had actually asked one of my reselling friends, and I'm not going to name the person because I genuinely can't remember. It's been many months, but they had told me like, actually, this is a really rare, hard to find item. So I had priced it originally at about $20 because the drawstring was missing. But they were like, no, price that up. So I did. And it took some time. It had wear, it had pilling, it had drawstring missing, but it sold for $45.
Yeah.
So I would say even if an item has wear, even if it's missing things, definitely still make sure that it's not a hard to find piece. Because if it is, people are willing to take it even in not the best condition.
I mean, that's just, yeah, you're looking for those hard to find, very desirable prints or patterns or.
Are you saying this was desirable?
No, I'm saying categorically.
He said it's on recording.
No, it was horrible. The loudest of loud awfulness that you can imagine. Next is a staple for us again. We've been going back to our places of comfort, it seems, on this list. So this is Rag & Bone. This is a pair of black jeans with leather piping down the side. So
midnight blue.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't. Sure. Sold for $45. That's actually pretty consistent for Rag & Bone. It's right around that price, a little bit high, a little bit low, depending on the item. Mixed material is always a good idea to pick up.
Yeah, and honestly, anything with leather or faux leather, I mean, just personally, I like the vibe, so I'm going to pick it up. But also, it seems like people do really gravitate towards that type of stuff and use keywords like motorcycle, grunge, rock.
Moto.
Yeah, moto. Like all those keywords really going to help because you want to get that in front of the right buyer. And I'm your buyer. So if you wanted to know.
Yeah, if it's
me. Hi.
If it's your size, then yeah, you will buy it.
This next item, I need to let Tyler intro because we did our first real background. I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Oh,
and this item was featured
God.
because I'm just saying, I was right. I'm just saying.
If I didn't know that ugly items sell, as evidenced earlier in this list by the Anthropologie pants and countless things that my wife has picked up, and there are no words to describe how ugly this was. This is possibly in the top 5. This is in the Hall of Fame.
Is this worse than the fish sweater?
Is it worse than the Brunello newspaper vest?
I don't know.
You have some real winners. And by winners, I mean losers.
We need to do a video one time of our ugliest finds that sold. We must.
This has got to be in the top 10.
Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see that someday because we've got some winners.
It's got to be top 5, top 10. I stand by that.
Yes. So this is a ugly sweater that is the only thing I can say is had to have been made for Mother's Day. It says World's Best Mom on it. It has so many different things all over it. I think there's like a coffee cup going on. There's like some kind of a house situation.
There's like mittens. There's flowers. It's
everything that you could picture your teacher that was also a grandmother wearing on Mother's Day.
Oh God. It's just a pastel nightmare.
It's everything. So I saw this and I'm like, absolutely, I'm picking this up. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm grabbing this. And he was like, that's really ugly. Are you sure? Like, are you like, do you need to pick that up?
I had to eat my words because it sold within like a week for $50.
It sure did. So if you have an interest in ugly vintage items, don't let anybody just detract you from that. get on that train because people buy them. People love them. So I love this sale.
If ugly was a category, it would be the single most successful category on Poshmark.
For sure. Like it
it
should be a category. Ugliest things that you could purchase because it's wonderful.
Next was ModCloth, an item that you actually had run experiments with. You were double listing for a while there.
Yeah, towards the end of our little reselling journey before we dipped, I was doing some double listings to see if I could increase sales by not buying more inventory because we were struggling. And we were experimenting with different cover photos, different titles, different descriptions, whatever we could do. We were trying to make things different. And this one just happened to be a layover from that because I apparently didn't clean everything up as well as I should have. And I had this one listed twice. So once had a cover photo that was a stock photo and one had just my regular. And one was priced at $29.87 and one was priced at $50. And then there was a few differences in the title. I think cowl neck was listed in one where it wasn't in the other. I had focused on more of like the specifics of the item versus keywords. And this one ended up selling without a stock photo with the specifics of the items rather than keywords. And it was the one listed at the highest price, but they sent an offer for the same price as the other one listed.
I think more, actually. Like it
sold for $30. So, a few pennies.
The other one was listed for under $30. So you made out.
Yeah, it worked out. And I genuinely am not sure what the reason is. Do you have a theory as to why the one without the stock photo sold?
I think it was more to do with the simpler, more generic title.
It could be.
I think that's what did it.
If you guys have opinions of why it sold, let us know in the comments because who knows? I feel like sometimes you just don't know what words the buyer is putting in. So just put in what you can.
And when in doubt, keep it simple.
Yeah, for sure. Next here is St. John pants.
Yes. We will buy all of the St. John.
Especially Santana knit. So I want to be really, really clear.
It's mostly only Santana knit, to be fair.
There are a few exceptions, but Santana knit, I know. I've seen the posts. People are really not loving St. John because St. John tends to sit for a while. It's a more mature brand, sells mostly on eBay. And even though it sells for a high price point, it takes too long and people are just disenchanted by that. So I'm going to tell you right now that if you feel that Santana knit, it's a very distinctive feel. You'll know when you feel it. You have to pick it up. It's so worth it. I'm telling you, these price points are just worth it.
It's like a very heavy, slippery kind of knit fabric feel. So it's very easy to recognize it just by touch. And that is 100% what you're looking for.
Yeah. And for my fellow Gilmore Girl fans out there, Emily Gilmore keyword absolutely works because it's something that she wore in so many of the episodes.
I think her entire wardrobe in that show is basically the St. John's collection. I think she just bought out that for the filming.
Yeah, it's definitely her vibe. But these were just plain black Santana knit pants and they sold for $70. So I'm telling you, if you're not picking up Santana knit, you are missing out.
Next was a pair of Helmut Lang pants. We do a lot of pants. A lot of pants. Pants are the best thing to sell. They just are.
Yeah. And these were pretty plain. There was nothing exciting about these. The only reason I put this on here is because Helmut Lang is a brand that I thought was going to be a high dollar amount brand. It's a brand that it retails for really high and I thought we were going to get a lot, but really it's sticking around the $30 to $40 range.
I think it also very much depends. There are certain items that will still get that high resale value. We picked something up recently that was the leather or the suede
lamb.
So that you have it much higher, and I think it's going to sell for a much better price. But
stay tuned. Yeah. Maybe that'll be in a future what sold.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Next is Moschino, and that is a brand I think we've sold this dress 3 times now. I think it's been 2 or 3 times that we've sold this dress and it's come back. I'm pretty sure that at least 1 or 2 of them wore it to an event and then sent it back.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
It was a rental.
Yeah, it probably was. Now, this was a Cheap and Chic line, which from my understanding is not one of the higher end lines of Moschino, but it's Moschino. So you can't leave it behind. It was a teal dress, V-neck. It was a really nice dress.
It's got the ruching and almost like the bodycott.
Yeah, it was a really nice dress, but it did sit for quite a while. I always find with designers, it's really hit or miss. Those high end designers, it's almost like if you price it too low, people think it's fake. If you price it too high, people are like, ugh, I don't really want to pay that much money for a dress. So it's a really tough balance. So I gotta be honest, I don't really love selling like the super high-end designers. It's not my bread and butter.
No, I mean, you're not going to make a living at that. You can, I'm sure, but we haven't figured
It
that out.
ain't for us. Next here is a pair of Miss Me jeans. And this goes back to a tip we gave a long time ago, but since it's been a long time, there's no point that we can't
Recap, there's like 4 people that found the channel in the hiatus,
yeah.
I'm sure.
So welcome for newbies. We're giving you the tips that we've given a long time ago. Butt photos. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna say it. We're gonna just come out with it.
It's the unwanted male gaze of photos. That is what you want for your cover photo. You want the detailing on the pockets. I'm not going to go into further detail. I will not explain myself.
You want to show that the butt is bedazzled for Miss Me, essentially. This one was kind of bedazzled. It wasn't crazy bedazzled. Too much bedazzling means the thrift stores in our area decide that it's worth more money. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't really know why. Sitting on that bedazzling has to hurt. But this one was...
I wouldn't know. I will take your word for it. I would have to probably imagine that you're right, but
every time I see them, that's all I think about. But the thrift store price is down a bit, but I got a nice detailed shot of the butt, and I ended up getting $53.88. So worth it.
Yeah. This last one we had to mention because this is the central point of the video, really. It is a brand that people look down on or don't give it the full credit that it deserves.
And honestly, before we sat down to do this video, I don't know that I gave it the credit it deserves.
Fair. This made the list because as you were writing the list, something that you listed yesterday, literally a next day sale, came through for Hi Hi.
Yes. Now, Hi Hi is an Anthropologie brand. And if you don't know, on this channel, we are pants stands. We love the pants.
Oh, yeah.
The pants section is the section we are always in. So just making that clear.
So much gold there. You find so many treasures. And
the thrift stores generally price them down. So we be hanging in the pants section, and we found Hi Hi's, and most Hi Hi's that we pick up are generally the same aesthetic. So the aesthetic we normally pick up is generally they have these big pockets. They are like a straight leg pant. They're green, usually trousers. We do different colors, but there's like a certain specific aesthetic. And I
editing Tyler is going to have a collage here. All of the magic.
We'll see. We're trying to keep these videos simple, but we'll try to get something in there so you can see. These were a wider leg pant. They were comfy pants. You know, we love comfy pants here.
Everyone does.
Yeah, everybody loves comfy pants. And they were colorful. They were fun. So we picked these up. They sold for $36 in under 24 hours. So I'm telling you, Hi Hi is doing great. We went back and looked at our numbers because we were like, I wonder, like, how many Hi Hi's do I still have? Because I picked them up a lot. I have 0. If anyone was wondering.
We cannot keep this brand in our closet. It does not last in the closet. It is probably the most sold item or most sold brand where we don't have any left.
Yeah, and what's funny about it is I don't think I am that picky with it. I have picked up Hi Hi before going, well, it's kind of boring, but it's Hi Hi, so like it's fine. Yeah. And it still sells. So I'm not saying it's a big price point seller because you really are looking between $20 to $40. It really depends on what the style is, but it's always, always, always going to sell. So if you can get it for a good price, definitely pick it up. Our thrift stores often have these at like $2 to $4. So
yeah, high end of $5 to $6. But that's on an unlucky day, and even at $5 to $6, the money printing machine just goes burr. Like it just they sell.
Yeah, and I will say also ignore the comps for these particular pants, and you can go and look at my most recent sale, and you can go look these up. These particular pants, the comps were running at around $25, and I had put a little bit more money into them, so I'm like, I want to see if I can do a little bit better. So I listed them at 40, figuring they would sell around 30, and they sold at 36. So the comps aren't necessarily true. Just put them at what you think you can get for them. And I would say stay between $20 and $40 depending on style. But so if you want to know what they look like, these are the 24-hour Hi Hi's. They are amazing and wonderful. And they have a little bit of wear on the bottom, but not much. I did notate that there's a little bit of wear here. Not too much though. No dragging. Person must not have been short. But if you come out of this video with nothing else, it's that the next time you go to the thrift store and you see Hi Hi, you will not leave it behind. And I want an attestation for that. Everybody put in the comments.
It's an unconditional buy without any kind of damage or staining. It goes in the cart as long as it's not retail price.
Yeah, so I expect that when I look at my comment section, it's going to say, I will not leave Hi behind about 100 times. Thank you. And if you don't do that,
if we can get to 100 comments, that would be an impressive.
That would be really impressive. But I really want you guys to say that, because I want an attestation, because so many of you are leaving it behind. I know you are, and you shouldn't be. So that's our first video back. And I hope you learned something, and let us know, if you want more videos, what you're looking for from us. We'll do the best we can, but we're here to have fun. We're probably not going to be too serious. And yeah, we'll see you when we come back.
Thank you all for watching.